Yo, 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 what's up? It's another episode of the Teddy Talks. Change the name up from the Get to Shine On podcast. And today I got a special guest with me. Introduce yourself, brother.
It's Doc. It's the best I got for you. You even know you don't.
Alright, well, since you gave y'all the Doc, I'm going to go ahead and run it down. My holistic, spiritual, guru, brother, man, and we're going to touch into all of that. That's why I brought him in. Long overdue. Been trying to get this to happen for like a year now, maybe more than that.
It's been a little minute, but timing will work itself out. We here at the right time.
That's facts. So, what's been going on? What you been up to, bruh? Before we get into the business.
It's all just been business.
Business.
Having conversations, putting plans together. The scope is so big. It's like people be thinking that type of work can just happen overnight, and it take years to become overnight success.
Yeah, that's very real. See, we getting real already. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, without getting too detailed, what's the current plans that you're working on right now?
Right now, I want to open up a gym. It's my biggest focus. I'm trying to get my healing space so I can practice my practice in relative privacy or peace without having to deal with all these other gyms and all the overhead of, renting out a space and all that. Like, ownership is everything, so I'm trying to just work on getting my own space right now.
That's what's up. You got a location for it, or is that still in the works? So what's going on with that?
Closest building I got right now is still in the area. It's still in Forestville, District Heights area. They say take care of home first, so I done been around here for a lot of years, so I feel like
facts.
If I'm gonna open up my first space, it'll be, to help the people that's closest by.
Okay, so you want to give a rundown what you're gonna be doing here? So,
the personal trainer, physical trainer, the guided meditations, the financial management, just teaching people about business, how to get into business. Even when you think you don't have no money, everybody got some money for real. Everybody got $1 a week. And you think you can't do nothing with that, but if you know money, $1 a week can get you a few places in 6 months. So just gotta know what to do with it.
That's what's up. So it sounds like you got a little accounting experience under your belt. You know what I'm saying? Should I tell people to hit you up for that too? Or?
I went to the University of Tampa down in Florida, and they got a relatively decent, I'm not trying to do too much, but they got a pretty good business minded environment down there. And even if you take away like the school portion, just the people that go there, just the conversations you would have would just be different. You know what I'm saying? You log on your YouTube and you seeing funny videos and the cat videos and the music videos and all that. You log on their YouTube, they recommend the joints. It's like, business, how you set up your LLC, how you set up your contracts, how you read the stock market and all that. Like, that's their regular conversation. So, what I'm saying? I just went down and picked up a lot of games. So
that's fire. How long was you down there?
I was down there for 2 years.
Okay.
Then I got in a little situation, but just even in academia, you still black first. So
Say no more. But all right. So back to the movement that you're trying to create up here. I want to ask you about the meditation first, because this is starting to become like a popular thing. And how would you recommend for people to, like, beginners to first start off? Like, what kind of process would you recommend for them to do? Because some people would just like instantly try to just go sit in the corner for 30 minutes and you know don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's more to it than just that. So just try to break down like
Um, I think the easiest way to get into it is to focus on yourself, focus on your body. Basically, give your mind one thing to focus on. So, I one of my beginner, 101, ideas is if you give your mind the task of focusing on your body, and then with that being the only thing, you only got cut out one thing, and then you free minded and you got into, a stage of calmness, a stage of relaxation where your mind just open to receive the messages it's supposed to.
That's dope. How long you been meditating?
Man, what I realized was all my life the whole time.
Okay.
I didn't realize until I got to studying it, but when I was younger, much younger, what I'm saying, I used to meditate. Even daydreaming. Daydream is a form of meditation, visualization type meditation. So just any concept of the imagination is still considered a meditation, but that's only one type. In terms of getting serious, I'd say 2012, 2011.
Okay.
When everybody was on their, December 2012, everything going.
Facts, whatever. I remember that.
But the thing is, it's just the terms that we use. We don't understand etymology yet. So when you hear the term apocalypse, you think death and destruction and all that, but the term really means just uncovering of what was covered, uncovering a hidden knowledge or just a shift. It's not destruction in the sense of always death all the time. So
Okay. And so keying on the death thing, I figure that's a good segue to get into like spirituality. Facts. And whatnot. And I know you've been into that for a long time too.
Yeah.
So
they go hand in hand.
Yeah, I believe it. That's facts. So I want you to break down also, like, for people who might be listening, the spirituality of things and how you got into it and where you're at with it and how could somebody, begin that process of spirituality. You know what I'm saying?
Spirituality is just living. You know what I'm saying? Just even the word spirit, etymology, it go back to the breath. At the end of the day, it's just life. You know what I'm saying? To be a more spiritual person, on a most basic level, you breathe better. You know what I'm saying? Most people just breathe into their upper third of their lungs because we live in such a fast-paced society. Most people don't get deep breaths until they get mad, and that's really what pumps the adrenaline around, get you mad for real. So it's like, but if we use, proper breathing, the brain get better oxygen, the muscles get better oxygen, you get to think better. You don't feel all seized up like, it's a little meme going around where it'd be like, unclench your jaw, release the tension in your shoulders, let the tension between your eyebrows go. Like, people just hold ambient tension. So, the spiritual energy can't flow through a choke in the river. So.
That's bars. That's bars right there. So,
But just breathing first. What you intake, and people want to relegate that to food, but the intake piece is heavy because it's all your senses. You know what I'm saying? What you see, what you hear, the music that you listen to, the thoughts that you had, the conversations you had with people, like all of that's intake. And if you can tailor your intake, or discipline yourself to only take in the things that are for your good or for the betterment of things, that's you improving your spirituality. We all an interconnected, one interconnected spirit, just experiencing different points in time. So therefore you got experiencing different environments, different choices you gotta make. And your collection, that's you. And my collection is me. And our interactions on a mass scale is more or less that God concept. Like the one thing is life at the end of the day. So, and life always is for good, for real. It's just, if you don't think so, then you ain't finished thinking it out. It's more variables.
Okay, so how long did it take you to the transition from phase to phase in your spirituality? Like, because some people I know would, try to seek out things in the universe, but don't really know what to look for. So, when you were first starting off, what was a guidance for you, or was it just like you just got experience what you experienced?
A little bit of both. So, synchronicities or like coincidences that lead to furthering your goal. If you feel like that it's just been a string of things that's happened that push you forward to your goal, then that's more or less the universe telling you that you're on the right path. And that sounds simple, but it be the most smallest things. You could be listening to something on the radio and a commercial that come on that usually you may not even be listening to the commercials usually, but this day at this time, you might have been listening and an advertisement come on to fill a need, that you have been thinking about or whatever. Like people talk about the Siri thing, how you could be on your phone and talk about something around your men or whatever, and then like a couple of days later, ad will pop up on Instagram and be like, yeah, your phone listening to you. It's like, yeah, everybody's phone pretty much listening. It's just what you gonna do with that? What do you do knowing that? You know what I'm saying? How do you tailor that? Like you're like, all right, I want to get healthier for real, and that's your real thought process. All right, watch how especially with the internet just making it so much faster.
Yeah, life is very fast right now.
Yeah. Fast. It's like, but what that mean though in terms of spirituality is like your positive thoughts can manifest that much quicker. You get more eyes to see your vision, more ears to hear your vision, and even if you take the one yes per 10 no's, the internet got everybody on it now. You know what I'm saying? Billions of people. So one yes for 10 no's for 1 billion people, that's a mob. You know what I'm saying? So just spirituality is just the interconnectedness. Whatever you want to do, whatever you got that you try and build on, even in a 1 in a million concept, you still got 100,000 people.
Facts. So I want to ask a question, right? So for people who, because it bases around the positivity, for people who have a super hard time remaining positive, what do you suggest they do? Should they meditate? Should they give them some things to do? Because it's like people who don't find positivity in anything and don't even know that they have an abundance of things to be be happy about. Yeah. But what do you suggest for people that just can't seem to find positivity?
And I've dealt with this before in the last couple of years.
Okay.
Like my situation had changed up a bit. It was a lot of new things I had to adjust to. Like I had kids and all of that. Like, yeah, I understand that. Like I said earlier, it's about tailoring your intake as best you can. So start to, you go on YouTube and you find some positive podcasts to listen to, like just to have in the background noise versus your regular background noise. If it just in terms of a start, have more, people that's talking as if that the situation could get better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you just looking at your surroundings and that's all you see and it's all negativity around you, it's like it's hot. It's easier to say, this is what it's going to be. This is it's not going to change from this. But again, there's billions of people in the world with billions of different perspectives that's in situations that's similar, if not worse. And just take it a day at a time, one decision at a time. You can make the decision one day, all right, I'm not gonna go out tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be online searching up, the ins and outs of this business I want to do. Or, even if you don't have an idea of a business, you take a hobby, something that you, good at for the free. It's build on that until you get to a point. And I mentioned business first because in real life it's just about time management. Right. What you do with each individual is second. what you do each individual minute. People had this adage now. They saying that like time is fake, man-made time, and all of that. And I'm like, cause like, nah, it's like time is just a unit of measurement. It's from one moment to the next. Man couldn't have made that. We're a result of time, so we can't say man made it. But in terms of tracking it, putting it down on the calendar or whatever, like, okay, somebody had to pick and say, okay, this is day one.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We'll call this July.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
We'll call this a thing.
But when you look past,
when you look past the words, the designations, the time at all,
the basic measurement of time. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
And then the other part, if you look at it on a bigger scale, you could kind of tell, like, it's not just random. So you got cycles that you can just track over and over, like how we got the seasons. You can block that out. You can block out when it's winter and it's cold and it's, when it's summer and when it's that, and cut that in half. And
so either way, it's going to be time.
It's going to be time regardless. So the time management is a piece of, positivity. Is just, of your 24 hours, how many of those 24 hours feel positivity? And it really get as simple as that. And everybody got a phone. Everybody got earphones. You could real life isolate yourself in a positive mindset easily, like versus back in the day before you had the technology. It was just like, okay, your only input was what was physically around you. Now you got a computer and you could see anything and hear anything. Like, you would just take that
so
day.
So basically, saying it's no excuse.
I don't think so. Not at this point. It's like, it's just creativity at this point. It's like, I know people be in predicaments where it's like it's so in your face. Like, I know putting on earphones don't make the problem disappear, but it's about perspective on how you go about fixing that problem. And I usually go to business or diet because usually it's either economic depression or it's a physical health depression. And business and your diet fix those two main things. So
okay, so we got to get into the diet, because I know that's what you like super specialize in.
Yeah,
I mean, you super specialize in a lot of things.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, but so.
Oh, and my fault. I ain't even answer your question. I just thought about that.
What's that?
When you asked me, you said about in terms of the transition time, how long do it take? And
Yeah.
That's on me. I like the ramble. But not in that. It probably took 3-4 years of. I was in a special predicament. I'll say it like that. I was in a predicament where, I could live with my family and I had the basics of needs met. So I was living a minimalistic, like, monk type life for real for a year or two, where most of my day was meditating. And a lot of people don't have that opportunity, and I know that, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that I had. But in that, it's pros and cons with that as well. So as much as you learn esoteric spirituality and all of that, you tend to lose touch with the modern day social aspect of things. You know what I'm saying? Your relationships change with people, etc. And you learning all this good shit and you ready to give it out to people, but now you're not really in touch with the people around you and whatnot.
To give it out.
So it's like I don't really expect people to take it, as deeply, in terms of what they choose to do every day, because not everybody can just stop. It's the kids thing, the rent thing, the bills, the car, this, and your attention's drawn everywhere. But
so you just gotta
take years. You know what I'm saying? It don't really take years. It's just a matter of, I took years to learn it, to sit and read and meditate and all of that. You really don't need to do that. If your path isn't gonna be teaching spirituality, then you don't need to do that. In terms of just living it, increase your positivity that you input in your body in a day. Your mind gonna change.
Okay, so thanks for answering that question.
Yeah, on me.
So to the diet, you're vegan?
Right now, I guess I classify myself as vegetarian. I'll still eat cheese every now and then.
Okay.
I don't eat meat though. I don't eat chicken. I don't eat burgers, all that. Like, I don't eat none of that.
Do you eat seafood?
Once a month, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Because I just got into like a huge debate the other day saying like if you eat seafood, that means you're not neither one of them.
Yeah, you what they call a pescatarian.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, like
Technically,
I said,
technically, but you know, I'm not here for that.
I'm what you would call a plant-based eater. I don't like the term vegan or vegetarian, quite honestly, because it almost puts you in a box. Like people see vegetarian, they think salad, they think like lettuce and all that.
Yeah. So explain what else is to that side then.
Man,
You don't have to break down everything, but give people because you know people gonna be listening and be like, that's what they're gonna think. Greens,
yeah. And I mean, the thing is, it's about how you look at your body. It's about how you look at health from the beginning. So, your blood and what makes grass or leaves green is pretty much the same molecule for real. And I'm sorry to go, too scientific into it, but that's just what
cool.
it is.
That's cool.
In the middle of a plant molecule is magnesium. In the middle of your blood molecule is iron, hemoglobin. But the rest of the form is pretty much the same. Your system need magnesium pretty much to do anything. It's like the mother of your body almost. You need magnesium to process almost anything. So if you take in enough green plant matter, you have better blood in your system, and better blood is a better quality of life. So physically. So, but what else involved in that? Grains. There's more grains than it is animals. That's just facts. It's more plants than it is animals. Like especially animals people to eat, because people make a designation like, all right, I can eat a pig, I can eat a cow, I can eat a chicken, but don't let nobody talk about eating a dog, a squirrel. You know what I'm saying? They all animals.
Well, I do have a coworker that eats squirrels,
but I mean,
but it's not common.
It's not common. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, so where do you draw that line? Okay, you can eat a deer, but you better not say eat a horse.
Facts. Okay.
Where's the break? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's just you got other cultures around. They eating turtles. They eating
alligators,
crickets and alligator, all type of shit. It's like it's all protein. So if you're gonna look at it from that perspective, for real, like I just like to ask people. I'm like, if you was gonna eat meat,
okay,
right? If you're gonna eat meat, and everybody knows the adage, you are what you eat, whatever. If you're gonna eat meat, why not eat like a bull? Or like an ox or something, like, you know what I'm saying, like something lean and strong. You know what I'm saying? Why would you eat a chicken? Like, why would you build your body out of what we know is a stupid animal? Like, that don't make sense to me. Like small things like that, is just how you look at it.
Well, I mean, what that would mean, a person would have to do like research.
Facts.
And a lot of people not gonna do research because you kind of brought up, program basically. We eat chickens, we eat cows, we eat
that's what's local and convenient, even though the other cultures like even Jamaican, how they eat oxtail, like that's closer, you know what I'm saying? You at least getting into those stronger animals. And then the other thing, if you go back to Native American culture, they didn't eat the point of eating meat in the meals wasn't to eat the muscle meat. It was always the organs. It was always the liver, the heart, kidneys. That's where all the minerals are. So, like I said, if you really gonna eat meat,
eat like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Eat the healthy parts.
Right. Eat the healthy parts and eat the healthy animals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not the fats. And
not the bullshit. Like the cholesterol that you get from animals that have awful diets, they not eating their natural diet. So if you got a cow, cow's supposed to be eating grass. Hopefully, if people have done even the slightest bit of research, they have come across grass-fed beef, grass-fed this, grass-fed that. And that ends up being better because that's their natural diet. But if you got a society that feed the cows corn, they can't process corn. So what you do, you end up with a sick cow that got fat. It got a lot of muscle meat on it, fat meat on it, but it's a sick cow. Just think about your dogs and your cats. Like they get the same type of shots humans get. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And if you look on the back of their food, because I got a cat, if you look at the back of their food, a lot of it be the same ingredients as like what people eat in Pringles and Big Wild shit. Like it be corn and it be corn. Everything's corn. Everything's soy. Everything's a processed byproduct. and your body don't run on that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Your body don't run on that. Your body run on electricity. Your body run on minerals. It don't run on, processed food. It don't run on pills. People taking vitamins. Your body see that vitamins, it damn near attack it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the thing is,
to do with it.
you get energy from that because your body is putting out energy to fight, not necessarily to be productive. So if your body's putting out energy to fight, and then you wondering why everybody walking around with this anxiety, a chip on their shoulder, it's like that's what you that's the mode that you put in your body in. So of course it's gonna manifest outward. Like
okay, so you're saying like a lot of that people's anxieties and stuff come from poor diet.
The food. Think about it like this.
Okay.
If you a cow, okay, you already not eating your proper diet. Your living conditions are trash. You living in a cell that's probably a centimeter bigger than you, so you don't got no wiggle room, and you standing in the trough thing and you just eating. That's the life of the being that you just ate. How much anxiety is in that? You know what I'm saying? It's like you eating a jailed animal, and then how they go about treating the animals and moving it and all of that. It's just a lot of anxiety and a lot of adrenaline in the meat of the animal, and then that get transferred to you when you eat. So
even up to the killing. Exactly.
Yeah. They imagine, like, think about a person. You put a gun to a person's head. Your average person, there's some, cold-blooded people that don't give a shit. But, your average person, you put a gun to the average person's head, your heart gonna get the beating, and, all the adrenaline gonna pump through your system, and all that. That's what they do to the animal. They put the little nail gun to their head, and they see all this while, you got the mothers and the cows that get the milk out, they get taken from their kids and all that. So just think about the life of the animal that you ate, and then you wonder why, it's rampant. Like, that's what we see. We see people just full of anxiety and just aggression. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to manifest itself.
All right. So for a person that would like to make a transition, how would you go about starting off? Do you take it? Do you just should it be like a trial period of it, or like
depend on the discipline of the person? I always say fast first. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just gonna be a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you just pick a weekend and you physically choose not to do nothing, like not to go out and not to be drinking, and not to be, choose a weekend to not smoke. You choose a weekend to not drink. Choose a weekend to just not eat. You drink water the best you can. You know what I'm saying? You drink water, you drink teas. And why you do that is to get your body in, to kind of get your body into hoard mode. Like, after you start eating again, your body's going to be ready to accumulate, whatever it is you put into it. People's biggest issue is they'll go to fast. They won't eat for a day, 2 days. But then the next thing they eat be trash. So then their body be more ready to take that in. So I'm just like, if you fast, and I don't count a fast unless it's 3 days. But if you fast, and then directly after that you come in with something crazily healthy, your body is in mode to fix itself. When you don't fast and you just say, all right, I'm not going to eat this for however long, you still have cravings for it. Yeah, just fast. I push fast and heavy. Like,
okay, so
fast and heavy.
No drinking, no smoking, 3 days, preferably the weekend.
Yeah.
When you said tea, I'm assuming green tea, but what other kind of teas are there?
Oh man. So a tea just mean that you put in leaves in water, or herbs in water, or roots in water.
Okay.
So it's endless herbs. You know what I'm saying? And it's really to the point, like I said, with the internet, you pretty much could just go online and be like, all right, this is the symptom. What's the tea, or what's the herb? And it's really that simple. But people don't like people to be like, all right, I'm gonna use the tried and true thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to the store, go get NyQuil or Vicks or whatever it is, and I'm like, bro, you know, Vicks is maybe, you know, it's definitely less than 100 years old, right? All right, so this tea right here, this dandelion tea, people been using dandelion for hundreds of years. Which one you think is more tried and true, for real?
Yeah, experience overall.
But the crazy part is, think about it. When you got a house and your lawn is growing, and you know you got the what we call weeds growing in your yards.
Okay.
Right. All it takes is a little bit of research. You find that what we call weeds in our yards are actually herbs. That if we was to use in a tea form or fix your symptoms in a lot of ways. They used to eat dandelion leaf salad and things like that. They don't do anymore. Like,
yeah, because I don't think I've never seen a dandelion leaf before. The only dandelion I remember is the little joint you pick up and you blow.
Yeah, like prior to it getting to that point though. Like,
okay.
When you first plant a seed, it's going to sprout. It's going to sprout into a leaf, and the leaf is supposed to collect the sunlight to finish the growth process.
Gotcha.
That leaf is filled with endless minerals.
Okay, gotcha.
Endless minerals, endless chemicals. Chemicals not always a bad thing. It just depends on where you get it from, where the source is. If you make a chemical in the lab, it's not going to be electric. Plants make electric-based chemicals.
Gotcha. See, when he open up this business, he gonna get going, y'all. Y'all already know this is golden knowledge right here that this man's been dropping for the last 30 minutes.
Hey, bro.
And I definitely appreciate you coming through. So what you got? What's the overall end plan for you? Like, as far as like getting everything up and running, what's the end goal for you?
How much time you got? Nah, on the let's keep it within the scope of what we talked about. So I want to be growing foods, having different locations where I'm growing food, and you know, creating it more or less an economy around that. You know, raw materials is how you really get wealthy.
Okay.
You know, if you think of the Forbes list of the richest people in the world, or you know, quote unquote richest people in the world, they don't count
money-wise. That is.
They don't. Yeah, right. They don't count. There's a lot of people that would be on that list if that was the financial scope. So it's like everybody, you might know Warren Buffett, you might know the dude that own Amazon, you might know Jobs and all of these people, but it's like, all right, who is the one that's on top of the diamond trade? They probably making way more money, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Than you know, Amazon, whatever. It's small things like raw materials is how you make money. So you know, if you could feed yourself in the midst of everything, then you know you super wealthy for real. Like when that government shutdown came and they were talking about how there was no FDA members in this testing the foods, and if it went on for another week or two, then some of the grocery store truck companies would have, you know, shut down because they wouldn't have had their government contracts to pay their people. Like it's real volatile to the state of the world right now, and it's like, if you don't have a place to grow your food, even if it's something small, you got a backyard and you just got some greens growing, some tomatoes growing or whatever, you can eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what the rest of the world doing, regardless of what's going on in Washington, whatever, as long as you can feed your kids and you know you can feed your family, you rich for real.
That's true. So basically, yeah, self-sufficiency is key. Man, you want before we get up out of here, you want to shout anybody out or anything like that?
Man, I just want to shout out anybody that's doing something positive. Not even to say no names, just if you growing something, if you even got the thoughts on your mind, even if you haven't started growing yet, not even just food, but just growing mindset, growing your inspiration, growing your motivation, growing your thought process on what's important. Anybody that's doing any type of growth, I'm shouting you out. And I know that a lot of times we don't see like those downsides, all those late nights you by yourself, and you don't know which way is next or whatever, but you still got that optimism. You'll wake up, you go to work, I bet I'm gonna get this check, I'm gonna do this small thing that's gonna set me a little ahead. Like anybody that's doing any type of positive, bro, like I shout you out, and I appreciate you keeping your head up and all this crazy madness. Real life. And I shout out this podcast, definitely this platform, and I'm gonna definitely be back. We're gonna talk a little bit more.
Oh yeah, no doubt,
detailed
no
into
doubt.
things, but
yeah,
I'm glad we was able to link finally.
Yeah, like I said, I've been trying to get this to happen for a year, but like you said earlier, the timing works itself out.
Always.
I definitely appreciate you coming through. Like he said, definitely gonna be back soon, and we'll holler at y'all later.
Peace to you. Peace.